So customer experience is everything. It's product, processes, promises, services. And you're right. Customer service comes into play when something doesn't work quite right. But it's everything that can be intimidating to leaders. Like, gee, I don't manage even if I'm CEO or chief customer officer. I've got that leadership responsibility. But how do I make sure all those pieces are moving in the right direction? My encouragement is that whatever your role, you can lead the whole shooting match, or you can lead a team or a division or a department. You can make a difference. Everybody's got to be involved in customer experience. We've got to do our part. And you can be, if you don't manage the whole thing, you can be a spark of innovation and inspiration for everybody else. I've seen that happen. I've seen it happen in some of the largest and most bureaucratic organizations. So do what you can right where you are. But yes, know that it's everything. It's products, processes, services. It's everything. But it's also that last interaction a customer had. It's that one little thing. I had a favorite restaurant that, sorry for the gross story, a human hair and a favorite dish of mine. And I've never been back. And that was years ago. And every time I see one of their commercials, I'm like, eesh. So it's all these big things, but it's also that one little touch point that really makes a difference, maybe forever.
Let me ask you this question, because you study this a lot closer than I do. I had a similar experience, not a hair, unfortunately for me, but I went to I'll just say, I'll save them the embarrassment. I went to a popular fast food restaurant one time, and I was in a hurry. I was grabbing, lunch for my, then I was married at the time, my wife and my two kids at the time. So I grabbed us, cheeseburgers or whatever, and I went back to the house, which was 2 minutes away. But I went through the drive-through quickly. We were on a deadline. I get to the house. My then wife opens up her meal, and the hamburger doesn't have any meat. Now, I lost my mind, because I'm thinking, if you're making hamburgers and you forget the thing that makes it a hamburger, you screwed up. But I've also, when I got there and I said, can you tell me what's wrong with this? And the guy opened it up and he goes, oh, look, it doesn't have any meat. That happens. And I was like, that happens? How does that happen? What is wrong with you? Now, am I overreacting, or are we as consumers overreacting to situations like that? Do we need to factor in a little bit of, sometimes stuff does happen and this stuff's not easy and not everybody's perfect? Or do we have the right as consumers to demand that there's always meat on my hamburger?
Yeah. We can maybe forgive a glitch here and there, and maybe some things don't have the consequences of others. That didn't make your lunch terrific. We're not forgiving when it has to happen right. So if you're on Delta or United and they're on final approach for landing, it's got to go right. You can't have one out of 1,000 landings not go well. So we get processes right when we have to get them right. My encouragement for that organization is what was the process issue? There's a lot of flipping and movement and things going on back there. Let's just retool that, or let's break it down step by step. And where did the bun get placed on? But before they could see the main ingredient wasn't there. Let's just retool that, and you can. And that's the great thing about customer experience. When you fix it for your customers, you're fixing it internally as well. So you're saving yourself all kinds of grief and lost customers potentially by getting to the root cause.